With the exciting launch of the new Lagoon 47 just around the corner, and with the factory team now thoroughly testing and doing sea trials on hull number 1, we thought we'd take this time to talk through some of the new key features and innovation we see coming on board the Lagoon 47. This model is a bold step in a new direction from Lagoon, learning from everything we have done in the past and bringing new features fused with traditional Lagoon design on a new platform. This new model enters the Lagoon range in a very popular size category. Historically, we've had the Lagoon 440 and then the Lagoon 450 and more recently the Lagoon 46 in this popular size range. This is where we find people purchasing vessels for long distance blue water cruising that are large enough to live on board full time, yet small enough to handle with a small family or a couple. So we know this size range is an incredibly popular area for our buyers, and it's really important that we get this model right. So let's take a look. Overall, this model is a Lagoon through and through and carries the trademark features that we find across all the Lagoon range. High volume hulls, easy walk around and flow throughout the cabins, as well as those vertical saloon windows with a good overhang. Based on the designs we've seen previously from Lagoon and seeing what this new model has to offer, we can see that ventilation, protection from the sun and airflow has been put at the forefront of design. The Lagoon 47 features a number of key areas, all being designed explicitly with their intended use in mind. Renowned in this size range from Lagoon is the Flybridge. On the Lagoon 47, the Flybridge has had a big upgrade from its predecessor, the Lagoon 46. We now see a comfortable and ergonomic semicircular seating arrangement with a table, well shaded under the composite bimini top. Now this bimini top is very flat, making access to the boom and to the boom bag very straightforward. The standard mainsail setup on this new model is an in-mast furling main, so very easy operation for a single helmsman or a single skipper from the helm station without the need to access the boom or go higher aloft. For those wanting a bit more performance or a square top option, you can still opt for the traditional square top slab reefing mainsail. The Flybridge itself can be fully enclosed with a clear setup, and there is comfortable sun lounging just forward of the seating area on the coach roof. The helm station is offset to starboard. Now this gives us a number of key advantages. We have full visibility all the way down the starboard side of the boat. We have good connection to those seated on the Flybridge, and we also have good connection to those seated in the cockpit. Circulation to the Flybridge is straightforward with access from both sides through the helm station or on port side. Having spent lots of time on Flybridges myself, we can see that this area with the sun lounging, the seating and the helm station combined is going to be the place to be, with panoramic views and comfort for all on board. As we make our way into the aft cockpit, this is really where a lot of the changes take off. Extended aft platforms, just 2 steps up to that single level cockpit, and in the cockpit we have more seating and more comfort than ever before. Similar to some of the smaller models, we have a folding fore and aft backrest on the aft bench. So underway, you can sit facing forwards, but when you're at anchor with the tender in the water, a sun pad extension extends out the back and the full beam tender lift lowers into the water. So the tender lift taking up the full beam between the hulls, creating one large platform all across the stern of the vessel. The aft cockpit connects seamlessly with the saloon and the galley, but before we go inside the Lagoon 47, let's take a look up on the bow at what we have here. The bow and foredeck area has everything that we know and love from the Lagoons. It has the large trampolines and good storage up in the forward lockers. On the Lagoon 47, we're very excited to launch for the first time on a Lagoon of this size, the forward cockpit with connection into the saloon. So this is an inset seating area in the bow with a coffee table option, U-shaped seating and a forward facing sun lounge as well. So yet another place to hang out as you're watching the sun go down. Also very comfortable when sailing downwind, often sailing offshore. I find myself in a downwind conditions hanging out in that part of the vessel, out of the wind, in the sun. It doesn't get any better. The only thing better is that seamless connection into the saloon. This adds a heap of airflow into the saloon, and there is also an option for a glazed window opening next to the door, so we can really open up the whole front end of the vessel. So on anchor or when you're underway in good conditions, you can get plenty of airflow through the saloon. As we come aft from the forward cockpit into the saloon is larger and more well thought out than ever before. On the port aft corner of the saloon, the expansive galley gives us ample catering and serving options. Gas cooktop upgrades and aftermarket induction cooktops are available, with all the upgrade options you would expect from Lagoon, including a convection microwave, dishwasher, and that standard water filtration system. Turning our attention to the starboard side aft of the saloon, we have a full height refrigeration system. Now, as standard, this is a little smaller, but we can increase it to 500 litres, and that is a domestic style fridge on board the Lagoon 47. Moving forward, a comfortable seating and dining option in the saloon gives us full flexibility for dinners, coffee, or movie nights. An internal navigation and chart table is also located on the port forward corner of the saloon for monitoring your progress underway. The cabin configuration on this model is really where you can make it your own with plenty of options. So let's take a look. We have 3, 4, or 5 cabin options available. So let's take a look down the port side initially. At the very bow of the vessel on the port side, we have a VIP cabin. The bathroom, or the head, has actually been moved further forward into the bow section of the hull, meaning we have more room further aft, which I'll talk you through in a moment. The berth up in this port forward hull is athwartships, so you wake up and you're looking straight out of that large hull window, so a really nice way for your guests or family to start the day. As we move aft into the midsection of the hull, we have a multi-use space. Now, as standard, this area with a door, so it's completely sealed, is set aside for storage, and you can really set this up however you want, but there are 2 options in this space. Number 1, and the option I think will be most useful for our owners here in Australia, is a utility room. So this has a cabinetry with an inbuilt washer dryer, as well as plenty of bench space and storage. So it can be a laundry, it can be a workshop, it can be a storage room. You can set this up exactly as you wish, and there is also a bathroom in there which can be used as a day head. The second option, and one that is very good if you have crew on board or if you want to get more guests on board, is a bunk setup. So 1 bunk above the other, giving you extra space for guests or children or crew. We haven't seen a flexible space like this yet on a Lagoon of this size, so it's really great to see these options coming that allow people to really tailor the vessel to exactly how they're going to use it. Now, at the back end of the port hull and accessed from the cockpit, we have the second VIP cabin. So this is the 3rd cabin in the hull, or it's the 2nd VIP cabin. This is accessed from the cockpit and has all the comfort and all the amenities of the forward equivalent. Again, with a thwartships berth, waking up looking straight out that large window with a private ensuite and all the comfort you should need. Now, as we make our way to the starboard hull, this hull, we have 2 options. We can do 2 cabins in this hull, or we can do 1 single master cabin. With a 2 cabin setup on this side, that would give us a total of 5 cabins if you were to turn the multi-use space into a bunk room. Now, this has a berth forward, double bathroom setup in the midships, and a comfortable aft cabin as well. Importantly, on the starboard side in the aft cabin, the berth runs fore and aft, as it does in the master cabin. So when we set the master cabin up on the starboard side, we have a fore and aft berth, which is really nice because you're facing in the direction of travel if you're underway. On the outboard side, as we move forward down the hull, we have a writing desk, a little lounge, 3 large hull windows in this cabin. Moving forward into the master cabin head, we have a dual sink setup with a toilet and a full beam shower as well. So plenty of space, comfort and storage up in the forward section. Throughout the vessel, the factory team have taken the fit out to the next level of luxury with quality materials and soft furnishings, with several upgrade packages available to design the inside of the vessel to exactly your preference. The sail setup on the Lagoon 47 is what we've come to expect from a capable and adaptable Bluewater cruiser. As I mentioned earlier in the video, the standard mainsail is an in-mast furling main, so super easy operation from the helm station with just one person, negating the need to get elevated to pack away a boom bag, for example. Those looking to maximize their performance and their sail area can opt for a more traditional slab reefing setup with a square top mainsail for extra power in the main. At the front end of the vessel, we have an overlapping Genoa, so there's no self-tacking headsail on the Lagoon 47. The Genoa overlaps the mast, so we have a traditional setup here, but this gives us good downwind headsail performance. On the front of the vessel, we can, from the factory, option two types of A sail, so either a Code 0 in a heavier material for those stronger conditions, or we can do a Jenica in a lighter ripstop nylon material for those lighter wind conditions. Aftermarket asymmetric spinnakers can also be fitted on the running gear we have from the Code 0 at the factory. So the Lagoon 47 has quite a comprehensive sail setup, well suited to whatever people have in mind, whether that's long distance cruising, offshore sailing, really getting every knot out of the vessel, or whether it's a more sedate style of sailing, be that inshore sailing or cruising around the Mediterranean with that in-mast furling and just the simple Genoa on the bow. In terms of the engineering on board, it's everything we know from Lagoon plus more. So the vessel is powered by twin Yanmar engines, and they're 57 horsepower each, powered through a sail drive. This gives us comfortable cruising speeds of around 7.5 to 8 knots under engine, but we can push it up to about 9 if need be. The fuel capacity on board is 860 litres, and we have a freshwater capacity of 700 litres. Now this leads me onto the water maker options. We have two options available. This gives you flexibility in designing the vessel exactly as you want. In terms of power management, there are two generator options. We can do a Massey generator or a Cummins Onan generator option to power things like your battery chargers and your air conditioning and your water maker if need be. We can also install lithium batteries at the factory, replacing the standard AGM, as well as solar on the top of the bimini to charge your battery. If you're looking to take delivery out of the factory in France, or whether you're planning something more locally here in Australia, there are a number of very good options for aftermarket installations, be that additional solar, extra lithium, or custom upgrades, in addition to the very substantial package on offer from the Lagoon factory. So it's definitely a conversation worth having to, again, take the design of your specific vessel as close as we can get it to exactly your perfect boat. The Lagoon 47 is a stunning vessel, and it is on display at the Cannes Boat Show in 2026, where we're expecting very strong interest. TMG already has orders into 2027, so do get in touch with the team, Rowan, myself, at TMG Yachts to discuss the Lagoon 47 in more detail. If you would like to hear more about Lagoon, specifically the Lagoon 47, as we release more and more information throughout the launch of the vessel, do like and subscribe to be updated with more content like this.